was talking about where Lydia was. The security guards started.
Imagine where I was, honey. I was out there.
Yeah,
and now I'm in.
They started to search the boys' dorm, and
they didn't find me yet because I haven't gone there yet, but I'm planning on it.
Okay, so we have Lydia Lunch, and most people call you Foetus. What do you prefer to be called?
Clint Ruin.
Okay.
Mr. Foetus.
And Richard Kern. And Richard is far away from a microphone. Whenever you want to speak, Richard, you do have to just, lean into it.
I'd like to give a small introduction to Richard Kern, the filmmaker from New York City, who both I and scraping Foetus off the wheel decided to bring out here with us. He's quite a conniver. We brought him out here specifically for our show at the Roxy, which was just this last Wednesday for all yous that missed it. And also, Richard's having a show tomorrow night at Easy TV, starring The Right Side of My Brain, our last video together. Psychosexual drama with Henry Rollins, Clint Ruin, you know the likes. Also, Richard and I are shooting our next film out here, another male exploitation film, sex, violence, etc., etc., etc. Richard Kern.
Male exploitation, eh?
I think you could understand that, Stella, couldn't you?
Something for everyone.
Well, maybe I'll let him make Surfer Slave Boys.
Sex and violence and nudity. You get to see Lydia do everything
you've ever wanted to see me do. Everything you've always thought that, yes, Lydia Lunch, you know what she does? You're right. And now I'm going to do it on film. Death Trip Films with Richard Kern. Who cares?
What's this next one called?
It's called Me! It's called Fuck Me. Oh, excuse me, I didn't say that. No one heard that. It doesn't have a title yet. It's just, one of these things. I don't know what the...
Is it Super 8? What is it?
Super 8 is like a drive-in trailer, 20-minute series of unfortunate events that happen in a telephone sex operator's life after she meets one of her clients, basically. A dangerous little story.
Oh, my. And so, Mr. Rune, what are you going to do in the meantime? Are you going to stay out here?
Yeah, I should be spending a little time out here soaking up some atmosphere and so on. And some fun and sun. Maybe check out Disneyland.
You hate fun and you hate sun.
Yeah, well, I'm gathering background material, basically.
Well, like I've told everybody that's mentioned Disneyland, they tore down the ride where you shrink into the size of a molecule.
Yeah, so I've heard.
I've been moaning about it forever now. But, so, will you have a role in the movie at all, or...?
After his last role? Excuse me. You can see that all tomorrow night in The Right Side of My Brain. He exposes more than any man needs to, but then again, he would.
Richard, your movies are the kind of movies I can't show my relatives. I went and saw... I was a little bit...
Your mom would love them!
My mother's rolling over in her grave right now.
Hi, Mom.
Jeez.
These movies have nothing in them that aren't in every other movie house you see all across the country.
Only it's better.
Depends on which movie house.
Yeah.
Actually, I haven't seen Right Side of My Brain yet. So, actually, Lydia, you've been in loads of films. You were in,
Don't name those others.
I can't remember.
Good. Black Box by Beth and Scott B., which will soon be available on video. Yes, you can see me torturing Bob Mason, beating him with a nightstick, hanging him upside down, and eventually killing him.
You're such a victim, Lydia.
And a few others, who cares? The next one is the important one. All the good stuff.
Okay. Well, we have some tapes we're going to play later. We'll talk about those, I guess, after we play them. Or should we give them
they weren't videotapes, huh, Stella?
Good plan. We do it all the time here. Except they revoked our video license, that's all.
Fools.
It's just KXLU radio. Imagine what Stray Pop would look like on video. A few times people have done it. It's been a little scary. Actually,
as long as they don't have that video camera up my behind sniffing around like the damn dogs that they are, I don't care where they stick it, honey, and don't you forget it.
Oh, Lydia, you have such a way with words. I'm sure, Lydia, you're going to have all these people wanting to talk to you on the phone very soon.
Oh, isn't that their problem?
This is 88.9 FM. I'll be here till 3 in the morning. We'll see how long they'll stay.
Butthole magic.
The Butthole Surfers. And, by the way, if they ever have a problem with their name, I figured out what they can do if, like, the word butthole is going to be a problem for them. They can just add 2 letters and become the Buttonhole Surfers. Because I notice ads in the LA Times, they put a 3. Oh, well.
They just want to be buttholes.
Yeah, they're just surfing dudes. They really mean it. Anyway, as they call themselves in the ad in the LA Times, the BH Surfers.
I'm gonna move down to Florida.
That's quite an earful when you only have half your headphones, or figuratively half a DJ head. Thank you, Lydia. We have Lydia Lynch.
Nothing personal, sweet.
And Clint Roon, along with Richard Kern in the studio. And then the last composition was on cassette, and I'll have to have my guests explain it.
Well, that was a piece called Stink Fist, recorded by myself and Lydia in 1983, with a view to recording, with a view to performing on top of, which we did a few times in Portland, Oregon, and here, and in San Francisco and New York.
We'll soon be re-recording it with help from Cliff Martinez of the Red Hot Chili Peppers out
Hopefully.
here sometime soon. It's part of the soundtrack from The Right Side of My Brain, again showing tomorrow at Easy TV by Richard Kern, that New York degenerate.
It's a piece which is supposed to allude to the sound of dust settling on rubble.
It does have that. Reminds me of either Buildings Coming Down or The Garbage Men, when you have a hangover, on like Thursday morning.
It's supposed to be more sort of like the sort of thing you'd hear on a Tarzan set in 1932.
It just sounds like me stamping around in my bedroom. I don't really see what the big fuss is, guys.
Who's
Lydia?
Who isn't?
Lydia plays a lot of stiletto on that track.
I was dancing wildly around Clint's head.
Actually, Lydia, you were the one that played the other side of the phone on stained sheets. Well, that was you. I've had to take. You know how many comments I've had to take about that record over the years?
How many? Don't tell
all
me.
The time. Used to be my theme song until someone stole the record.
I can understand that.
Stellars of a feather flock together, obviously.
Yeah, I have a lot of feathers, that's for sure. Your performance on Wednesday at the Roxy, what was it?
It was an onslaught, I guess, a 1-hour-long presentation of...
entitled Long Live the New Flesh, consisting of...
a variety of entertainment centered around the pornography of reality, as we know it. In other words, general masturbations.
You didn't play
speech.
with the band.
No, I did a speech called Meet, 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 which basically set up Richard Kern's films called Submit to Me, followed by the Foetus onslaught. It was a meaty,
devastating experience.
beady, big and bouncy evening. We had fun, of course.
If you left that stuff on the stage for a while, it probably was a smelly experience as well. You had
Look,
how many?
a little pig flesh never hurt anybody. Try it. You might like it.
How many pig's heads were there?
10.
I saw many more than I cared to count, all in front of me. Excuse me, let's not get personal.
To the paying customers.
Really, to the paying customers.
How much do pig's heads cost a pound? Do you buy them by the pound or by the head?
First or second hand?
Either way.
Well, for you, honey, look, I have quite a good line on the old pig heads. I string them myself. I help Clint. I love stringing them.
Can you debone them?
At your request?
Then they look all floppy when they hang on stage, which is really unfortunate.
No.
If you
They
boil
really
them down to
need
the
them have that
skulls, it's
cheek
quite
bones
ugly.
and
I
stuff.
don't really think that's your style. Your style, Stella, is more like a cat skull.
They need to have their teeth and tongues.
Let's not rehash those old rumors, just because it is once said that I did bring a dead cat to someone in Los Angeles who worked at the hideous cash club in its existence because, well, they deserved it.
They always deserve it.
Indeed.
We've actually been noticing, to our great dismay, the proliferation of vegetarians in your fine city.
Hence,
Not me.
our performance and our speech. There's more meat.
I mean, it seems like there's not enough meat around this town at all.
You should eat meat at least 3 times a day.
It's good for you. I went to Tommy Burger last Saturday.
Hey, Fat Burger Mama, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
We have them deliver at least 15 pounds of raw hamburger each morning.
Talk for yourself, Porky.
I'm proud to say my young nephew is a carnivore.
I'm an omnivore.
I'm an ankle biter.
You're a what?
A blood
An ankle
sucker.
biter.
He's a carpet biter.
Oh. Do tell all.
No, thank you. Use
A
your
wall
imagination.
crawler, actually. Well, I think I'll introduce this next song, Descent into the Inferno, which is an opus written about Los Angeles from prior experience, 1983 to be precise. And the lyrics are primarily composed of napkins found the morning after the night before with pieces of writing on them expressing my be in this fair city.
You sure it was your handwriting?
I'd know it anywhere.
Okay.
Scraping fetus
on KLXU. It's a stray pop.
In the bottom of the black